Hey everybody, welcome back to another stream. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, happy hump day. The days are blending, but hump day is still a thing, right? Possibly, perhaps. Juan, live stream, judgment, art, 2. So I'm going to be trying my best to disconnect. It's been a bit of an overwhelming day. I just finished working, not going to lie, like 5 minutes ago. To the point that I was like just typing back and forth like, I gotta finish all of this. I want to go live at 2 because I had mentioned that. And honestly, I think that emotionally speaking, I just needed this time that we can just all sit back, relax. So much stuff happening, right? So your hair is higher than usual. Yeah, it's probably because I didn't even bother combing it. This is my working from home hair. I didn't even bother combing it. So I am live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Mixer. Mixer will be up until this weekend. So I'm seeing a couple of people like Justin Bohannon, who gave us the countdown, has made the switch over to YouTube. So YouTube and Twitch are going to be the primary streaming platforms, whereas Facebook is a complimentary one, as long as I can do it. Oh my goodness, people, I'm so tired. Ain't gonna lie, I am really tired, but I needed this. I needed not just the sake of like streaming, just being able to sit down and make a little bit more progress in a video game, because I think that's how you avoid a burnout in times like this. So I need to remember where we left off. Pablo writes, greetings from Ponce, Puerto Rico. Pablo, espero que estés bien, manténgase seguro por allá. Un abrazo sanitario, mi amigo. Espero que estés bien. Oh, and we got ourselves a new subscriber on behalf of Justin Bohannon, longtime friend there. So, greetings from Belgium, writes Yannick, to fellow Pablo Mercado. So we've only played an hour and 16 minutes playtime of this game last time. Luckily, it auto-saved, yeah. So I remember we were working on a murder case. We had identified a couple of people there, and we chased somebody down. I'm trying my best to remember. This is, for those that don't know, this is based on the world of Yakuza. Esto basado en el mundo de los juegos de Yakuza. It is a different character, but it is still in Kamurocho. A couple of things do change, but this blends in some gameplay elements from Yakuza 0 and 6, from what I can tell. And I'm happy. Today we should be getting our copy of Animal Crossing. That should be happening soon. So Nicole's going to be the primary person playing. I say primary because you actually need to establish that in the game. Oh, okay. Apparently the copy of Animal Crossing arrived. So she's actually going to go check that. Yeah, everybody please be safe during these tough times. That frame rate. Okay, so we have a mission. Just go to the cafe. Man, I'll keep saying it. I really just love hanging out with all of you. Makes things so much freaking better. I'm gonna try and make this blend a little bit. There we go. Looks like it's part of the game now. Okay, we gotta head over to a cafe. ¿Lo ha estado jugando, Pablo? Also, I downloaded a game on the Nintendo Switch. Anybody that has a Switch, I highly recommend Look up 99 vidas. I'm not speaking in Spanish. It's actually the name of the game. So 99 lives, but it is called 99 vidas. Vidas altogether. $1. It is a side-scrolling beat 'em up akin to the days of Streets of Rage. $1 on sale, and it has online co-op. So that means that even us here on stream, we could play together, and it can be played with up to 4 people. So, huh? Also, if you want to play with somebody locally or other friends, it's like, hey, it's $1. Great chance to pick up a good game. I played very little of it because I had it on PS4. But I'm confused. How to? Oh, apparently I'm gonna fight. Man, I honestly sort of forgot how to play, so you're gonna have to give me a bit. I think we went back to the Japanese dialogue. Good question, though. Gonna have to wait for Actually, no, I will not wait for a cutscene. Right after this fight, I'll actually check it out. I remember with the D-pad. Okay, so that's how you do that. This is the bad thing about not playing a game for an extended period of time. It's actually new as well. Okay, so he's maybe under the influence. Oh, okay. If you noticed, he had a red glow over him. That was the game's way of saying, hey, you may want to change fighting stances. So the game does have multiple dialogue settings. Yeah, fist... Man, that should be a t-shirt. Fist fighting only has one language. Okay. Japanese, text, English. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're good, people. We're good. Oh, you can actually walk around in first person? Oh. Is it sad I don't know how to get inside the thing I need to get to? Unless it's... I think it's this building right here. What? Why are you walking so slow? I need to look at the map. Oh, okay, I need to go inside. People, I feel like an idiot at the fact that I cannot get inside. Thing is, I clearly see an entrance there. Okay, maybe it's just up here. Okay, it is. Yeah, the map was actually the thing that was confusing me. I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I can during the cutscenes so everybody can enjoy them. Let's see those sick combos in Animal Crossing, right? Can you imagine? Oh. Alright, people. The crossing of the animals is here.
そっちが俺を呼びつけた理由は何？新しい情報が入ったんだ。ま、こいつを見ろ。警察がマスコミに公開してな。
I'm gonna move this. I don't want this to interrupt the dialogue.
ハムール前の防犯カメラ映像だ。ハムラも被害者の久米もバッチリ映ってたよ。事件前に頭と久米が揉めてた映像。
Remember, this is a detective game for those tuning in for the first time or stumbling upon a stream.
いいか？再生するぞ。
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2, I had tried to get back into it recently, got destroyed. I just lost practice. Yeah, this game is really, really awesome. It is story heavy. That's why you don't stream it every single time. Oh yeah, Kevin, for sure. Don't worry about that. Remember, since we're listening to Japanese, I gotta make sure I really pay attention to the subtitles. Okay, so there's definitive evidence. Oh right, we were trying to find evidence of where somebody was at a specific time.
拉致から1時間後、羽村と久米を残して組員たちとアムールの店長が
Okay, so everybody left.
羽村と久米だけまだ店の中ってことか。
So even the owner left, but they were still around. Why? What do you think that is, people?
羽村も俺らにこんなこと言ってなかった。この映像の時点で夜10時。久米の死亡推定時刻までまだ4時間ぐらい空いている。問題はその間、店の中で羽村と久米が何をしていたかだ。頭は確か12時頃久米を店から叩き出した。
I have no idea what to name my islands. If anybody has an idea, is Nicole, my wife, she's gonna be the main account since we only have one Switch, so she's technically gonna be the one to name it. I'm gonna make my account be the secondary one, which means I need to give her ample time to play because I can't make more progress than her, and that sucks. That is stupid. Nintendo, that is poo-poo.
弁護人はあんた。裁判にどんな調べが必要か決めるのもあんただ。それでも調査のやり方は俺が決める。いや、でもどうせその
Yeah, the Switches are going around for over $400, people.
あんたに指図される感じが嫌なんだよ。
Okay, so I guess I gotta go back and question the guy about just what happened between those hours. Yeah, and also until further notice, I mean, Pablo, I don't know how the internet is like in Ponce right now. Internet here is getting pretty bad after 7 p.m. To the point that there's probably a good chance we will not be doing any streams after 7 p.m. So that's why in my case, I'm actually taking work breaks during the day to stream and then maybe going back to work. It's weird, especially with my line of work. It's like, you gotta disconnect so hard and then, do other stuff, but it's necessary, especially when, we've all been working from home for over a week now. I forgot how... Oh, look at that. Right, I forgot about that. How long would you say is every episode? By the way, I forgot to mention, last night I beat Resident Evil 3 for the PS1. We're actually going to be recording a brand new episode of A Cast of the Past tonight. Going to be talking about that. That episode should go out on Sunday. People go for a cup of Joe. Juan goes and starts streamings for his fans. Thank you so much, man. No, I actually had a cup of coffee before this, because otherwise there was no way this was going to happen, people. Okay, so this is the club that we saw on the video. Oh, cool. Check it out. So now it switches to a first-person mode. Man, this is cool. Yeah, exactly. So the camera's here. Oh, that's nice. I actually don't know if I own Revelations 2. The problem is I already have most of the other games in that collection, like the one on Humble. So I'm like, oh, I can't justify spending that right now. Plus, I got enough games to play. But it is something I want to play eventually. Okay, so we know where the camera is. Go inside the club. And don't forget, this Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be playing Super Mario Galaxy on the main channel. And then after that, we're going to be switching back and forth between this game and that one. We'll also do other special stuff like the PS2 demo stream. I love that.
聞くなら店長に頼んますよ。夜まで来ねえけど。その店長ってこの人
Can everybody hear the game pretty well? Would you like me to raise the
店長
volume?
の名前は
荒垣。
連絡つかないかな。少し話したい。迷惑かけないよ。
どうかな、ちょっと待って。やっぱ携帯切ってるわ。
How convenient,
あの
huh?
人昼間はいっつもそう。大抵はこの辺で遊び回ってんだけどな。
カムロ町にはいるわけか。
Yeah, that bike game. So disappointing because I own that
探して
game.
みるよ。
そりゃいいけど、どうや
I'm
って
gonna have to play the full version just to see if something changed from a mechanical perspective.
一つ心当たりがあってね。
Because I remember thinking it was okay.
店長の
Volume is
名前
fine.
と
Nice.
顔は分かってるわけだし、ダメでもともとだ。
はあ、そんな人はいんの。まあ頑張ってよ。
ありがとな。助かった。
Okay, so let's take the back door. This game's a blend of so many great things. Awesome fighting, pretty solid graphics. You know, you got a solid story. Oh. Alright, damn. Is there any way of seeing if that camera was working by then? Seems unlikely, but... New info has been added to your case file. Camarocha serial killing. Evidence updated. Okay, we got a couple different things. I do like the game, even though it's about investigation and all that, it does let you know what you got to do next, because personally, I don't think I would keep playing a game like this for a long time if I didn't know. Like for me, I don't mind the game telling me this is where you need to go, because the fighting between is fun, and honestly, I just enjoy the cutscenes. And it keeps it going, right? I think a game where you just felt lost constantly would be very annoying. Also, I'm trying to remember how to target. Guys, can you give me a second? I'm just gonna grab a chair. This is what I love about the game. So just give me a second, guys. They were like, is he actually gonna fight us? Yeah, I totally am. Oh! Try once again to remember everything. Okay, that's how you change the camera. Yeah. Oh, you can still karaoke in this game? Oh man, people, do you want me to go karaokeing in a bit? Because I can totally do that. Oh, I need to go here anyway. I wonder if the karaoke is like Yakuza 6. By the way, I always say Yakuza, I think it's Yakuza. I don't know. Sorry. Now here was all alone on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta see if the karaoke is working now, or if that's unlocked later in this game.
やっぱりここにいたか。
お、
あ
八神氏ですか。まさか一緒にゲームしに来たのですか？ってそんなわけありませんね。何の用です？
ちょっとお前の手を貸してほしくてな。つくも。こいつは
Look at that typing.
つくもまこと。名字も珍しいが名前も珍しい。
Makoto
ネットを通じて
I can't say
あら
that.
ゆる情報を集めるハッカー。
Tsukumo.
情報屋ってわけだ。
A modern day informant.
探偵のお手伝いですね。今度は猫探しですか？
Okay, so he's kind of like his confidant.
人を探してる。クラブアムールの店長で。名前は荒垣。
Oh, maybe gonna try and dig up that camera?
で遊んでいる可能性があるが、さすがに
Or try to find that guy?
一軒一軒探すのは骨が折れる。
いけませんね。足を使った人探しなど時代遅れですぞ。どれ、 あなたのスマホを貸していただけますかな。
スマホ？うん。
Yeah, no, I think with a game like this, it's so important, especially because if you're like a detective doing investigative stuff, you also gotta evaluate people,
言った？
and especially the facial features, that needs to be pretty solid, right?
ところがこの僕の手にかかればこいつも人探しツールに早変わりなのです。
Oh, snap.
本当か？
Gonna pull a Facebook, gonna keep track of everything you
シス
do.
テムに侵入しますので少々。
By the way, I was talking to my coworkers about, you know, once this all COVID-19 stuff is over, however long it takes, we're just gonna like have a cheat day, just eat a bunch of donuts. I'm only getting donuts ad on Facebook and Instagram and Facebook now, and it's horrible.
次は検索期間を狭めてみましょう。とりあえず今日と。
I actually love this. Wow.
誰かがユッターでつぶやいた場所が地図上で、まあそのためには管理者権限でシステムに侵入する必要があるのですが。
Like a fake social media, you can actually see what they're all writing.
しかし128件ですか。
って言われてもな。
では知っていることを何でも入れてみましょう。
カムロ町のクラブアムール。
では新垣。
Nicole, have Juan do the AC game opening live on stream. Oh, you mean breaking the seal? It's hard though because you need to download updates and all that stuff, and updates on Switch are slow. I could open the case here maybe. So if Nicole brought it over here, I could break the seal here. Huh?
新垣氏がどっちに行ったか聞いてみればいい。
本当か。
八神氏、あなたのマップアプリにもつぶやき地点を。
ああ、助かった。たまには外に出ろよ。
Okay, so we got a hit. Head on outside now. I do want to see if the karaoke is open right now. I don't think so. Ooh, Pachinko. Oh, that is the karaoke place. Okay. So if I go back in here, can I... Yeah, I think they're purposely limiting some of that stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Have any of you ever gone to a karaoke bar? Nicole and I did with some friends in Seattle, Washington. It was amazing because it's like this super serious place. They put you in a small room that looks like it's for sex workers. And you just like sing your heart out. But then afterwards you walk out so serious, right? It's just like, oh, thank you so much for the service. It's like the weirdest freaking thing. Yeah, I think they're it makes sense, right? From a story standpoint, it's like maybe while you're working a case, they don't want you doing that stuff. Take a look at the map, which I already forgot how. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, nice, Keith. Yeah, I downloaded it last night. Because once again, dude, $1, and it's something we can just play and chill, or if I do a stream, anybody wants to join. But once again, it's $1, and it's an actual good game, right? Not $1 for like one of these impulse buys. It's a game that I had on PS4, but I didn't play because not a lot of people had it. But if I knew if I bought it on Switch, there's a high volume of people that could play with me, so... Oh! Oh! Yeah, I think whenever you sing karaoke, you're legally obligated to sing at least one Bon Jovi song, right? But yeah, Keith, I don't know if you knew, but like Judgment does handle some stuff similar to 6, some stuff different. Oh. They got some pretty good pictures for this. All I'm going to say is that. Let's buy some of that wild hot chicken. Does anybody want some OJ? I'll get you some OJ. Oh, I can't actually. I'm too full. Bohemian Rhapsody and Don't Speak. Yeah, those are the ones that Nicole always likes to sing. I think everybody has like the top 3 songs they sing on karaoke. I would love to have a karaoke session with Keith. Oh, it's the first gameplay? No, man, I think you would love to play this game, or at least like watch it. As I mentioned, just in case, Keith, I am 100%ing playing this game live. So, I'm not going to be playing it offline, so that way maybe you don't want to play it, but you're like, hey, I'd like to check it out, then I'm here. Oh, you like some fries? Oh, I can get you some fries next time. Okay, oh, yeah. I will play it through you. I could say many things right now. Find the man who posted. There's something here. Oh yeah, it's my life, and it's now or never. I don't wanna live forever.
きっとパチンコでボロ負けしたんじゃないかな。それでどっちの方に行った？太平通りの方。きっと寿司でも食べに行ったんじゃない？は？寿司？パチンコ負けたんだろ？
I would love to go to one of those pachinko places in real life. Man, people are hooked on that. Haru kelake. Karaoke game streamer Just Dance. I actually have a Just Dance on PS4. I should not say these things. Right. Go up here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got some street thugs. Oh! So good. Just a badass kick. I actually have a Wii Fit the game, but I don't have the balance board. One game I would love to stream, because I'll get it eventually, just I need to be able to buy it, is Ring Fit Adventure for the Switch. I mentioned I almost bought it the week before everything closed down. I deeply regret not doing that. And yeah, Nicole, I don't know if you know, and Pablo, my wife, Nicole, she streams in Spanish, and she's gonna be streaming Animal Crossing tomorrow. So I will probably play it next week on stream, just to give her ample time to be able to play, because it does seem like I have a ceiling of how much I can do until she does it in one Switch. I think I have my copy of Wii Sports somewhere. I got a lot of Wii games I want to play. I mean, we're gonna do Galaxy this Sunday, but okay. Interesting. So, based on the way, I don't know if it's time sensitive or not. Downloading? Okay. Based on what I've seen, it does seem like the story progresses, but the amount of points that you get and everything, and Keith, this is where like the Phoenix Wright stuff comes in, is that you want to get things right as quickly as possible. And yeah, it really is, man. It really is. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would that prove he's involved? I guess this one. I don't know, but
いや、ちょっと違ったか。
is that a guy or a doll?
じゃああんたが事件の関係者だって証拠は？
Oh right, yeah. I misread something. Okay, it's this one. Yeah, man, it's Yakuza and Phoenix right together.
事件当日、あんたは松金組の連中と一緒にアムールが出てる。この時店にいたのが羽村の頭と被害者の久米だ。あんたも立派な関係者だよ。
Oh snap.
参ったな。
Oh, now you're gonna talk. Now you're gonna talk.
羽村を弁護するために動いてるだけでさ。少し時間をもらえればそれでいいんだ。
そうか。まあいいや、わかったよ。
Which Resident Evil are you talking about, Pablo? If it's the remake, I don't think I'll be buying it. I actually beat Resident Evil 3 last night, although Keith and I, who's in chat right now, we may be doing some kind of a Resident Evil Outbreak stream. We actually figured out how to have it work online, the PS2 game in 2020. So I would love to do some sexy stuff with that game.
この店で何があった？
いや、
Surfing boy, que la que.
例の久米って関西ヤクザを連れ込んできたんだよ。ほんといきなりな。驚いたよ。
The two upcoming new games I'm looking forward to playing are the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Trials of Mana. So those are going to be two games that are going to be coming up on stream. Not 100% because I do plan on playing those games a lot. Yeah, I actually played and beat RE5 full and co-op with Keith. Reborn Phoenix. Howdy, Mr. Juan. Howdy, Reborn. What's up?
わかってるよ。大丈夫だから。
By the way, I see you're on Mixer. I let people know that I may conclude my Mixer streams as of this Sunday-ish. I've been having a lot of problems with Mixer, so I have a lot of people, and Mixer has been super quiet about that. So I'm making the main streaming platforms Twitch and YouTube. So if you haven't, consider maybe joining one of those in the future, as I may not be streaming on Mixer as of next week, and it sucks, right? But they're not doing a good job handling that. And a lot of people are stopping because you don't want a lot of people to follow you in a place that you're not going to keep being there. Sí, está brutal surfing, porque esto es Yakuza con Phoenix, right? Okay. So, once again, you don't necessarily get things wrong, but you want to get things as right as possible. So, with the club, personally, the thing I'm most curious about is the security camera. Because police response, whatever, but that would have changed if the camera was actually working, right? I actually finished beating Resident Evil 6 last week, yeah. There's a stream archive right here, you can actually check it out. Okay, so it was a fake one. Nicole's kept playing Warzone. I gotta go back to it. I've been playing other games for recording footage for the channel. Now that I beat RE3, I can focus on a little bit more. Yep, Mr. Player Juan as well. Right? Yeah. Also Mr. Player Juan. Now, once again, the police response to me is irrelevant because I know that information. But the violence in the club, that's what I need to know. At least that's what I think. I want to make sure I'm being verbal about, my decisions here. Oh, yeah.
何よって。
I got this detective stuff.
でもそのリンチで人が死んだりした
My
ら
first question would always be,
まずいだろ
did you do it?
なんとか通報しようとは思わなかっ
That's it.
通報しないよ。バレたらおっかねえし。それにリンチっつってもね、全然大したことなかったんだよ。みんな手加減してたから。
た。手加減
せいぜい頭はたいたり、こづいたりする程度。
Surfing, y todo bien contigo y tu familia?
鼻血とか出してたけどね。
Yeah, everybody, please stay safe. So I already completed it. I don't know if this game punishes you for sort of stepping over the line. I'm gonna ask this, but I've technically completed my thing. I just want to see what happens.
ああ、刑事が来たよ。組対の黒岩って人。
その刑事には
Kuroiwa. One thing that's difficult for me with these games is that the names, because obviously they're Japanese, it's hard for me to remember names. Because they're so different, right, than what we're used to.
ルミノール反応ってんだろ。実は警察来た時には
Qué bueno, mano. Un fuerte abrazo sanitario para ti.
やっぱり少し血の反応が出たらしくてさ。だからここが殺しの現場じゃないかってそう言ってたよ。
I had a period of V-necks when I first lost weight. But I don't know. Not really my thing.
なら現場と
Yeah, yeah, it's got some Mass Effect vibes.
そんなの俺に言われたって知らないよ。
どうもありがとう。
Which I still need to play the story for the third
もういいん
one.
だね。
Okay, so we got some new details. Y gracias, Surfing. Y gracias a todos. Thank you so much for hanging out. Remember, if you want to support the streams, the best way to do so is simply share. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. It really, really does help. It may seem insignificant. It's genuinely helpful.
カイトだ。今どこにいる？アムールって店を出たとこ。スポン通りの。アムール？松金組がケツ持ちしてる店だよな。ああ。事件の晩、その店に羽村と被害者が2人でいたんだ。それより何かあった？ああ。そっちが済んだんなら、事務所に戻ってくれ。なんで？まあ、急ぐ話じゃねえ。クリアわかる。じゃあな。
How long will I be streaming? Probably another hour. Because otherwise, it'll take 50 sessions to beat this game. Which it may take anyway, right? But right now I'm developing a list of... the streams on this channel are going to be divided into 3 categories. The first category is games like Judgment. Let's just say more serious games, right? Games that could be more story-heavy, more narrative-based. The second one is going to be more just like the happy fun time games. Like that's where Super Mario Galaxy falls in. And then the third one is just going to be like random streams. But that's sort of how I'm dividing it. So as long as I'm playing Judgment, I'm not going to be streaming other narrative-based games. As long as I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy, I'm not going to be playing a lot of other platformers. Because honestly, it just forces me to be able to beat those games. I've beaten like 5 games this year, which is super awesome. We talked about that. You know, yesterday was 4, but I beat already 3 now. So I would like to be able to beat a couple of games this year. And if I can do some of them live, then awesome, you know. My Wii U game collection is slowly becoming larger, up to 50 games now. I try to buy 10 titles a month. Damn, nice. Nice, my friend. I'm actually beginning to work on a video about underrated Wii U games, just based on the ones that I do have. Gonna be coming up in maybe like a month or so. I have the games identified. I'm not gonna talk about them here because if I identify, I'm just gonna be spoiling you guys of the videos. It's like I want you guys and gals to have a little bit of curiosity, right? But I want to be able to play a good chunk of the 3 games that I have in mind. Because maybe one of them I'm like, maybe it's not that underrated. Maybe it's like actually kind of mediocre, right? Okay. I got some gifts. Yeah, see, for every game I beat, Yannick beats like 8 of them. So that's our competition, right? I forget how many Wii U games I have, because I don't know when I'm gonna get paid again. Obviously, my game purchasing has gone down dramatically, unless it's like a $4 game that I can put back into the channel. So right now, I'm definitely in the mindset of I will only buy a game if I can stream it or do anything else like that. Are you going retro at some point? I do plan to. It's a difficult balance. But let's watch this first, because otherwise we'll talk about this. You know, my guy encima. That texture, though. 14 games beaten. Damn.
仕事
松金組若頭羽村恭平の例の事件
Oh snap. Okay, a case on top of a case. Let's go.
絡んでるんでしょ
早耳だな。
源田法律事務所の情報は私に筒抜けなの。
沙織さんから聞いたのか。相変わらず仲いいな。
Okay,
当た
okay.
り前でしょ幼馴
So
染
this is more tied, I guess, to my personal story of the character.
羽村の件だけどもう起訴なの。逮捕したばっかりなのに。
Yeah, can't wait to do that. That's gonna start on the main channel, just to also promote this one.
逮捕するまでずっと泳がせて
So after Sunday, you know, we're gonna do it over there, bring it back here.
泉田検事
なんかそんな気がしたんだ。泉だって。
I can't wait. Like, I haven't played a single second, because other games, it's like I played 30 minutes back in the day or something. I've literally played none of Super Mario Galaxy. I should check if the disc works, right?
弁護士に戻り
I should have done that before I promoted the
こ
stream.
の間源田先生にも言われたよ。その話はもういいって。
そっか
While I'm watching this,
検察からもなんかうち
to compliment Pablo's question, when everybody defines retro, what is
前から思って
and
た
where's the line drawn for everybody when we talk about retro? What is retro? What is not? What is the generational gap?
電話で済む話だったな。
Well, if she called, it wouldn't be as exciting.
どう思う
No, I do not have Super Mario Galaxy 2. I would probably buy it after I beat this one.
送ってくる。ふん。
Where are we going? Okay, so meanwhile, let's carry the conversation. Okay, so Pablo writes PS1 and before, Wii generation and before is retro now. Yeah, I think this alone is a very controversial topic, right? Because anybody that's like, I grew up playing technically Super Nintendo, but NES was still relevant when I grew up playing. I just wasn't heavy into games till Super Nintendo. So for me, it's a lot more obvious what is older and what is not. Whereas you ask a 14-year-old now what is retro, they could say PS3, right? And I think that's the tricky part. Like for me, I would say PS1 and back, because here's my reasoning. It's that PS1, that generation was like the transitional period for 3D games. So you still had your Castlevania Symphonies of the Night. So you still had new type of games that still followed an older format on the PS1. A lot of 3D games still followed the format of 2D games, just 3D. I think once we got to PS2, that's when you began seeing games understand analog sticks. I mean, how many games have we played here? What did we play on the demo thing? There were games with 2 analog sticks that had no camera angle, right? Thank you for inspiring me to start retro game collecting again. Hey, anytime, man. I just love everybody having a good time. So that's why I talk about that. Now, as regard to your direct question, which was, are you going retro at some point? I'm assuming that's more tied to, if we're talking about retro on the main channel, it's difficult to divide some stuff. You see, I'm very diverse in the main channel. Like, I am working right now on 2 videos. I'm working on a Xbox One video and a PS3 video. So we're talking about 2 different generations. And many people, for context, only 9% of my subscribers go back to watch other videos on the same channel. I'm not the only YouTuber that goes through that, but obviously I'm a small channel, so 9% is very difficult, right? Like, you see my Trials of Mana video, around 2K views. You see my last video, 100 and something, right? Because some people only subscribe for a specific type of game. What I'm trying to work on is, if I cover something retro, it's that, oh, the Switch is getting a retro game made now, so I guess I'll talk about that, right? I'm trying to pair different generations into one place, like Sega Genesis Classics. That's something I want to be able to work on a video in the next 2 to 3 months of playing some Sega Genesis games for the first time. But I'm only going to limit myself games that people can play now on Switch or PS4, because that way I can tell people, hey, this is what I think about these games. If you want to play them, you can download them on PS4 or get that Sega Genesis Classics collection, which I do have right there. So that's what I'm trying. You know, with Nintendo Switch, the 2 times a year they put out new games on Nintendo Switch Online, then I'll play those or talk about those, right? So it's the mix that I'm trying. It is hard because that means sometimes I'm working on 4 videos at the same time, and it is a little overwhelming. But I'm trying my best to be able to grow the channel. But you also don't know what is gonna lead to growth on the channel, right? Won't be surprised if Juan has some cool retro style T-shirts. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of, like, what could I do, right? What I really want to be able to do this year is to establish 2 channels, which is, I mentioned that I don't want to keep calling this one the second channel. Once we reach 100 subs and I can get the custom URL, I want this to be the streaming channel, to the point that eventually, if I do stream on the main channel, it's only going to be just chatting streams, like just casual, we're talking streams, and if I delete it afterwards, I delete it. But I want to be able to have that channel be, I'm talking about games, and I want this channel to be, I'm playing games, right? And I think that way we can establish a difference. Right now, because I'm still trying to get people in here, right? That's where I'm in this tough spot of trying to go back and forth. Like the Wii U, like the Virtual Console, absolutely. One thing I'm thinking of doing eventually is modding my Wii U. I was looking at a modding video the other day, and you know, that's another series of videos that I can do. It is just that talking about the YouTube algorithm is that, forgot my point. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, here we go. And I love that we always have these conversations. It's like, yeah, and hopefully they're not boring to you. When I began working on the Wii U videos, they started doing really well. The problem is, if I only do Wii U videos and then I do a PS4 one, almost nobody watches the PS4 one. So I got to make a decision. Am I a Wii U channel? Eventually, I'm going to run out of stuff to talk about of the Wii U, and honestly, I would burn out. So I purposely began limiting my Wii U videos. And I was like, okay, so let's focus on some other stuff. But it is hard. It is very, very difficult. Good point, Juan. I don't refer to you having a primary and second. Just know that you have 2 exactly. Recently, I got a region-free, backwards compatible model PS2. What? Oh my goodness. It sounds beautiful. Man, if there was something I could get is a backwards compatible PS3, there's no reason for me to get one right now just because my PS2 works pretty good. My left analog stick, I don't think I've actually shown this. It's so worn out, I actually had to put a cover on it. And this is my only fully functional PS2 controller, because aside from that, I have a terrible Mad Catz one. Anybody that played using a PS2 controller, Mad Catz, you know those are not great. So I try my best to avoid using those. Yeah, that's sort of the plan for now, right? And it's just a matter of just like having fun, you know. It's hard to do all this stuff, you know. Like I love doing it. I think more about the channel than I do almost any other. I think about all this stuff, and I don't get me wrong, I love my job, like my actual job. I genuinely love doing it, but I think about this way more than I do my normal job. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I love it. Exactly. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah, I saw that video, Yannick. Yeah. I wish I had that. Arnaldo, ¿cómo está? Gracias por darte la vuelta por acá. Sí, ahora mismo esta transmisión que tú estás viendo en Facebook está disponible también en Twitch y en YouTube. Así que si buscas Mr. Player Juan, déjame ver si te puedo responder. Ahí está. Eventually, I am gonna have to start chopping down some of the places that I stream, because if you divide views, it is harder for exposure everywhere, right? It's not the same thing having 10 viewers, but you have 3 here, 5 here. So that's why, if you notice, I'm only promoting YouTube and Twitch. Oh snap. Aiden Nerd Gamer, excelente, gracias por el apoyo, que espero que estés bien con tu familia, que se estén cuidando muy bien, sabes que tienes un amigo virtual por acá. And thank you, my friend, for the follow. What a shame. Yeah, man, slowly but surely. Oh snap. Okay, so that's the arch nemesis. Man, I love the presentation of this game. Also, I want that shirt. Seriously. If the lights go out, I can just walk out wearing that shirt and people can see everything. Okay, so they're already pressing charges. So I'm kind of against the clock, so I am curious as to, do we get to the courtroom? Because we're kind of like, you know, behind the scenes right now. I'm wondering how deep this game gets as to like, hey, the judge has to make a decision. How deep in do we actually get? And nobody read anything. I don't want to know, but do you at any point get to punch somebody in the face in the courtroom? Can you imagine that? Like, objection! What do you object? My fist in your face! Man, that would be amazing. Okay, can that just be a video game? You solve every case just... Oh man, that would be amazing. Oh snap. Model figure, specific one. Side quest. Okay, fine. Pawn shop. Ooh, friend event, okay. So, pawn shop. Okay, this one, yeah. Is Club Sega actually working? Can I play these games now? Oh, snap. Hey, Pablo, you were talking about retro games. You can play Puyo Puyo here, fighting Vipers. I don't know if you knew that. You can play actual Sega games in this game.
Picky.
I never played this game, by the way.
Let the action begin. Go.
Uh-oh. Okay, I do not understand these controls. So is this kind of like just Virtual Fighter? It reminds me a lot of Virtual Fighter. Yeah, it wasn't available last time, so I guess with some progress. Yeah, I saw that. Does anybody know what they could be announcing?
Round 2. Go.
Ow. I wonder with Virtual Fighter if it's like the other one that you can only do multiplayer. They actually have Virtual Fighter from the PS3 here, which is odd. This game doesn't feel that bad. Obviously, it's like a super upscaled version. But still.
Time over. Round 3. Go.
It reminds me of a little bit more of Tekken, actually. It's like a really fast Tekken. Is this a Saturn game? I never played the Sega Saturn. Oh, right. That would be a good deal. Man. Keith, if they announce that, that would be a problem. That would be a problem this year.
Go.
I don't need more games right now. Yeah, I saw that. Washington State's definitely going up in numbers. We have officially 52 cases. I've been involved in multiple meetings on a federal level. Like, I have a serious job outside of all this, contrary to what some people may think. And things are looking bad in many states. More some than others, right? And it's sad. We should maybe keep playing like actual Yakuza, right? I forgot, like, oh right. Judgment. Hey everybody, random question. What's like a game that's like 10 to 15 years old that you think would be interesting to listen to a review of? Keith and I, who's in chat, we are part of a podcast alongside another friend called The Cast of the Past, and we're going to be reviewing Resident Evil 3 on the PS1 this Sunday. We're doing other stuff. I'm just curious, like, what are other games that pique your interest? Because like a Super Mario World, it's like, oh wow, you don't need anybody to tell you that's a good game, right? So is there like another game that you're like, oh, I've heard about this, but it's not like a super popular game, like something like that? Is there anything that you think would be interesting? And yeah, aside from that, I mean, Sega has a lot of different IPs. You know, that would be interesting, Keith, if we could eventually cover like one of the more least popular Pokemon games in some capacity or something like that. Is it this figure? I gotta double check before I make a purchase, people. Not $10. I can't expand this? Okay, that's kind of weird. I will assume that is the figure.
いらっしゃいませ。
Man, Pokemon Pinball. Wow, I love playing that. I love playing that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that. Oof.
ありがとうございました。
Yeah, I think it's because pinball is such a weird thing to talk about. Like from a reviewer standpoint, I'm sitting here like for the Xbox Game Pass video, a game that was part of my list initially, but I cut it off, was a pinball game. And I cut it off because I was like, what? How do I talk about this? I was not sure about that. And another, this is based in the world of Yakuza, so it's actually Kamurocho, but it is a side story. Gameplay, there are similarities, as you can clearly see, but there are differences as well. This came out in 2018 in Japan, and then a year later, just last year in North America. Yeah, I actually got to work on some upgrades. I've kept playing. I don't know if I can make some upgrades. Because you can unlock different attacks and finishing moves. Like right now, I can't do that much because, yeah, I actually got to unlock it. You know something that I do not need to buy, also we don't know the release date, but I never played anything on TurboGrafx, so that mini, I was actually thinking if I ever got, you know, with some of the ad revenue that's going to die on YouTube right now. Some of the ad revenue money that I get, I was going to put into something that, you know, I always put it back into the channel or equipment. Like right now, equipment-wise, I'm good. But, I guess that would also answer the question from Pablo about like retro. I guess more so than like I would like to cover stuff I've never played. And that would be the mindset, right? Like, hey, as somebody that never played TurboGrafx, what do I think about this? Boom. But with COVID-19 and everything, it's going to be a matter of time before a lot of ads get pulled. And once that happens, oof. I mean, YouTube is not my job, not even close, right? So I'm good, but to the people whose it is their job, damn. Okay, boost combo speed. Right, I forgot about that. Press triangle right before you kick off wall jump. I gotta practice that, I forgot. Powerful throw. What? Use enemies as stepping stones to hop over and get behind them. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually do. No, because at least for me, my life is incredibly open. So like I'm the type of person that's like, hey, before you know about this, I want to be the one to tell you, hey, these are the things that I do. So like a lot of my coworkers have either seen a stream or they know I do something with video games. So that definitely helps. I've had weird situations where it's like I am a small channel, but yet I was recognized one time while I was giving a presentation for my job. Now that was awkward. That was very, very awkward. Okay. Ooh, I like this. Charge attack. Huh. Man, I love how many things. If anything, I don't like that you can see some of the stuff because it's like a spoiler. You see, it's like, I know that's going to happen eventually. What's this? Oh yeah, this is really important. I use this in Yakuza a lot. Jump high up. The descriptions in this is so amazing. Jump high up in the air and deliver an attack with the full momentum of your weight. Look at that description. Look at that description. Press near knockdown enemy when your health is low. Holy crap. Look at how many things you can unlock. Whoa. Okay. Press triangle while holding down R1 after a... Okay. Okay, I like this one. Talk shows. I grew up watching a lot of Daily Show and Colbert Report. So definitely, I mean, not the same, right? But similar. I've always been a fan of all that stuff. I mean, one of the reasons that I learned English is to work on a lot of that stuff, right? And I think sometimes it's a little bit more obvious than other times. But even as a kid, I loved talk shows. Like, I would not even understand what they were talking about, right? Even from a language standpoint, because my English was very, very basic till I was like 15. But I would honestly say, personality-wise, those two would definitely be up there. Trying to think of anybody else that immediately jumps off for me.
Nah.
I also take a lot from stand-up comedians, like for when I'm giving trainings. Like, I give trainings about very serious topics, yet I don't really change my personality, because I think it's also a good way to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
Just general conversation here.
Ah.
Oh man, not on Netflix. There is a comedian I was listening to on Spotify a little while back. I'm gonna have to check that out. And that is like, I like a lot of dark humor. So like the style of comedy that I love to listen to is definitely an acquired taste. And it is maybe kind of offensive, right? Like, oh man, Chappelle Show. Like Chappelle Show, I was huge into, like ridiculous. His latest stand-ups obviously pale in comparison to his older ones. They're still okay, but I mean Chappelle, man, I love Chappelle. Oh, look at that. Okay, nice. Huh. You actually, it's like an even thicker layer into the game. Good stuff. Okay, so what do I actually have now? Anthony Jeselnik. Okay, I actually am gonna write that down. Anthony Jeselnik. Like one of my weaknesses is that I have a terrible memory. I like even with games, even with many different things. Like, I have friends that they can quote a movie that they watched 10 years ago. I can't quote a movie that I watched 2 days ago, and that's why to me it's like really hard to pinpoint like a specific comedian or even moment. That's why, like, even for videos and the podcasts that I work on, I don't script anything I do, but I get a ton of notes. Sometimes it's even just like a word. Because, like, I'll see a word and be like, okay, got it. Like, that's all I need. But I do easily forget. Okay, how do I do the wall jump thing again? I forgot. This is a problem. Okay. Give me a second, dude. Oh, and thank you, Savage House Gaming, for the follow. What's going on? I'm trying to remember some of the controls. Okay, so I did it there. It's like I'm just not sure. Okay, okay. I just run right up there. Oh, he's... Hey, move! You're not making me look good, man. Oh! Okay, there we go. It's like a Pele kick. Pretty good. Hey. I love that he was talking not because of me, it's because of the dead body, and then the body disappears. There's something about that I love. Thing is, this game can get so surprisingly deep with its combat that you kind of do need to go back and just remind yourself of how much you can do.
どうぞ。おい、八神。なんで先にカイトだけ来させたんだ。あいつバカなくせに偉そうでイラつくんだよ。
それは気がつきませんで。
まったく。お前も座れ。
So, okay. So we just gotta have a sit-down conversation there.
事件の捜査資料が手に入った。
Okay, we got some deets from the cops.
鑑識の結果、それに検察側の主張する羽村有罪のストーリーだ。
なるほど。
Okay, so I want to know, what is the proof? I'm curious about this.
お前ら
Oh, nice. Yeah, Bleeding Edge available now on Xbox Game Pass.
特に八神。そっちの仕事はあくまで情報集めだ。頭使って調査の方針決めるのは俺。
Yeah, yeah.
了解。弁護では、
それでいい。
はあ、
12月4日早朝6時過ぎ。
Okay, 6 a.m. December 4th.
110番通報。
People identified a
急
body.
行した警官がアムール裏の
They confirmed the... Okay, quick search mode. Quick search, examining pieces of evidence. You'll get a complete view of the object in question. Enlarged view on the right side. Yeah, like, I pretty much play games almost exclusively here. Even though we have game consoles in our living room, the only time we play games there are when we have friends over. Because some of the other games that we play with each other is like Call of Duty, which we need to be in our respective computers. So, generally speaking, that's why I also take a lot of breaks, because keep in mind that now that we're working from home, this here is where I'm actually working. So if you want to know how awkward it's going to be, I'm going to be doing some live streams for my work, for many things we're going to be doing. So my first thought is, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I may need to do like a temporary camera setup so that I can also put this camera over here. It looks at that wall, which has no gaming stuff, because otherwise it is going to get very awkward. But I do my gaming here, but then I also work here. I also edit here. So after a while, yeah, I actually do have a green screen. So I've been thinking about doing that. I want to get the Elgato one, because the Elgato one, you can just pull it right on up, and I think it's a lot easier. Oh, okay, Reborn, nice. No. I mean, I see you here. At least I haven't gotten any notification or anything that would require moderation, man. So keep on writing if you can. Oh, okay. So something that happened last week is that we got some spam bots in here. So maybe you wrote something similar to what they did, because I had to apply. We got like 50 chat bots, like in a row. It was insane. So if you keep having an issue, let me know, just so I can cancel some of that stuff. Because I don't know if it goes by word. Let me try this, because maybe other people have joined on Twitch and they're having problems as well. So thank you for letting me know. I'm actually going to do Twitch right now. But we have a green screen that I could use. I need to remember where that is. Stream manager? Preferences? Oh, no, I think I found it. Moderation. Okay. Block. If anybody put a link, I'm gonna block terms and phrases. Yeah, Savage, can you keep writing anything? Pretty much, it's just that there shouldn't be anything. It said not authentic. That is weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing you right now, so keep on writing, and if anything happens, just write like, hey, just type like not working or something, because that is weird. Because at least on my end, I haven't gotten anything. Okay. Why does it start at the crotch? Nice. It caused a death. I mean, clearly it's something happened here.
下っ端で特に肩書きもない。遺体に軽く暴行された跡はあるが、直接の死因は眼球を突き刺した傷だ。アイスピック状の凶器が脳にまで達したとみられる。
聞いてるだけでしんどくなるな。
Ow.
まったくだ。
That's painful.
両目は眼球を突き刺した凶器を使ってそのまま引っ張り出されたらしい。構想中の登場会から教霊会への見せしめと考えるのが自然だ。だからもし羽村の頭が無実だとしても、真犯人は十中。
その真犯人を特定できる。
It's gotta be somebody that's pretty ruthless. Damn.
犯人探し？俺今んとこ一番はやっぱりアリバイの証明だろうな。
Okay, so our priority, more so than identifying who actually did it, it's just clarifying who's not. Like that. That. That's true. Where is the blood? Not actually sure what else to look at. And so, thanks for the auto host, my friend. Oh, you can actually use the touchpad. Nice little detail. Check that out. Huh.
死因は眼球から脳に達する傷。眼球。
Can I back out? I don't. Is the. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
このことから実際の殺害現場は別の場所。アムールの店内が。
I mean, what else am I not looking at?
なんだ。
事件の晩、近くの居酒屋店員が午前2時頃、その時まだ異常、つまりこの死体が捨てられたのは午前2時から発見された6時までの間ってことになる。
Test message. What's your favorite PS3 game? I mean, I saw that on Mixer. Favorite PS3 game? There's a couple, because it's got to be either COD 4 or Austra's Wrath. Probably one of those two. Trying to think like games that I played the most on PS3.
怪しいな。被害者の死体からは財布も携帯も見つかってない。スマホは壊されたんだろう。GPS の位置情報も拾えなかったらしい。
Does it work if you write that in the other one?
犯人は荒っぽく死体を捨てた割に最低限の隠蔽はしている。どこだ?
Okay, so we know that he was thrown there. He wasn't killed there.
裏のゴミ捨て場ってのはもう事件の痕跡はねえだろうが、まあそれはともかくこれが殺される前のクメだ。
この目が犯人に持ち去られたってわけか。
嫌な言い方するな。
That mark though, it's like Joker.
この事件のストーリー。
まず事件の背景として、関西の教霊会と東上会との抗争がある。これまでにも教霊会の極道が2人目をえぐられてきた。今回の件も含めた3件は教霊会と敵対する東上会の犯行。
Gonna see if not this weekend, maybe next one if I can. We do that PS2 stream, the demo one.
いいよ、続けてくれ。
じゃあここから先は検察が。
The idea is that I do Yakuza on Wednesdays, just so that way it's easier for everybody to get an idea. Judgment, to me, it's just, yeah.
松金組若頭羽村恭平と教霊会の久米村瀬の間で口論が発生。羽村は古文を使ってアムールに久米を拉致。
Into the club.
その際、村瀬は
Yeah, no, I love the PS3. I actually finished recording, editing the rough draft of an upcoming video about that. I'm gonna record a lot of footage still for that. So that video should be out not this Sunday, but the next one, unless I put out the Xbox video. It all depends on how I'm feeling about them in terms of order.
ここまではアムール店長の証言と防犯カメラの映像とで裏が取れている。
I mean, just thinking about the backwards compatibility of the original one and even the later ones that still played PS1 games, I mean, that's what I have. And the PS1 games look great. I hate that there's that gap, like PS1 and 3, it's like what?
ついに久米の眼球に鋭利な刃物を突き刺して殺害。遺体から眼球を抜き取った上、死体は
Yeah, game design, I mean, you've probably seen so many videos, especially if you check out Spawn Wave, about crunching, you know, crunch time and all that. And so much of the process is, you know, creative driven, and if the person's not feeling inspired, but it's their job, you know, sometimes they feel like they gotta put something out. Like when I went to PAX last year, Spelunky, while I was playing a game, next to me were the developers of Spelunky 2. I never played the first one, but I know it's like a big game. But I was hearing them talking about stuff that I know hasn't like come out, right? Because the game's still not out. But even they were saying like, not feeling inspired right now, you know, taking a break, focusing on something else. But when you gotta put the game out, right, like at a specific date, you gotta be draining.
確かに検察の勘ただ、あんたはどう考えてる？実際羽村が久米をやったと思うか？
羽村はムカつく野郎だが。
Okay, so he thinks he's innocent.
ああいう小ずるいヤクザが
That's true. It's like, why would you just dump the body in the back? Because that just puts everybody at risk there. So it has to be somebody else.
さすがは新谷先生。性格はある。
同感です。
まさか今ので褒めたつもりですか？なんだよ。
Yeah, like Dead Stranding for me, I wanted to buy it so badly, but I realized the more that I watched it, it is the opposite of what I look for in a game. Like, I've seen people love it, and like I'm like, that's awesome, right? I'm not gonna judge anybody for liking X or Y game, but it's got to be frustrating to put a game out, and then most of the responses to Death Stranding were not even negative. It was like neutral, and I think that's even worse, right? It's like when so much of the response is like, oh, it came out, it's a thing. Like, oh, I would rather put out a bad game than a forgettable game, right?
被害者側の情報、久米が拉致された時、一人で逃げた兄貴分がいたろう。協励会組員、村瀬明。
Okay, so I think this is where things are going to get a little bit more shady.
話ってどんな？久米が目の前で。
Because I doubt those guys are going to want to talk comfortably, so maybe some punches and kicks persuade them to open up a bit.
おいおい、今こんな時に協励会探れってのか？相当殺気立ってるだろうな。
Yeah, for me, that's why I like this game, because if you notice, it's not an open world game. It feels like it, but it's not. If you saw the map, it's not a big map. It's pretty much a linear game with an open world coding. And I like that balance.
わかった。行こう、海藤さん。
It's gonna be interesting once we get from our galaxy. It's like we have judgment, like cases and murder on one side, but then on the other side we have galaxy.
連中のアジトがある。それは松金組に聞くのが早いな。そうか。なら分かってるよ。もともと一人で行く気だ。
Okay, so I'm just gonna take 2-3 minutes here, just hanging out. I want to leave the game there because I feel like after this, it's definitely gonna open up a lot more, because there may be some action involved. I mean, the case is definitely deepening, and my idea is to pick this up next Wednesday. If I can do it before, then awesome. If not, it's gonna be next Wednesday. But you know, like I mentioned recently, I beat Resident Evil 3 on the PS1. Did that last night. I've contemplated maybe working on a video about that. Still not sure. It really depends on what we talk about tonight on the podcast. If I feel passionate enough to want to talk about it, because even though I enjoyed my time playing Resident Evil 3, I think I'm good for now with like old school Resident Evil gameplay. I ordered my first game from Easterland this month, Rayman Legends. It looks awesome. I'm already planning for my next order. Well, my friend, if you make some orders on Easterland, consider using my affiliate link. It doesn't cost anybody anything, but it does help me. Just in case. You can bookmark it. A lot easier. Just in case. Getting the link. This is not an ASMR stream, just in case. But just in case, I'm gonna leave this link for everybody. How many videos have you pumped out in YTD? Wait, YTD? You mean in YouTube? Give me a quick second. Hopefully this link works. If anybody buys games on Easterland, you want to support the channel, all you actually have to do is use this link, which I'm hoping it lets me. Of course not. And I reply to somebody directly. Okay. There we go. So I sent that only to Reborn because it's not letting me link everybody. Maybe I can link it individually, like I go YouTube. Okay, there we go. If I go Facebook, okay, that works. So basically, you can bookmark that link. You won't see a single difference, but it keeps some cookies, so the website knows that anything you bought, you did so with my link, and that way, it's like a tiny percentage. I mean, we've gotten like $2 from it, right? But every little bit helps. Year to date, no, last year I was putting out a lot of videos till summer, because for a couple of months I was putting out 2 videos a week. That was before anybody was actually watching the channel, so it was videos coming out to the enjoyment of like 10 people. This year I'm trying my best to actually produce less videos but at higher quality, so that's one of my goals right now, and having make sure that any videos that I do don't become irrelevant in a week or two. Like you're subscribed to Spawn Wave, I'm subscribed to his channel as well, but I cannot keep that pace, right? So I worked on a video about E3 being canceled, but that's something that a week later nobody's talking about. So it's a video that I put out and maybe a couple of people enjoyed, but in 3 weeks is a video that's not going to get a single view. And I don't want to work on that type of video. That's why I like the underrated games. That's why, should you buy those things? Because it's something that people at some point are always going to be curious about, right? Like perhaps, hey, maybe I should buy this game. Maybe I should check X or Y thing. So I like working on those. Combined, how many videos have I done? Can I get a... Trying to figure out what is the easiest way to know how many videos I've made. Apparently, I've done 106 videos. If I go by this number, but that number is not real because that includes unlisted stuff. So let's say I've done 90 videos or 80 since the launch of the channel, which is not bad, right? But I'm very happy with what's happening. You saw I put out that Switch dock review and then talking about It'll Do. So my idea is also to be able to balance that, right? Like I don't want to be the super serious tech guy because there are channels for that. I want to focus, if I review something, I want to have it be on a, right, I got to install Social Blade because it's like I switched from Chrome to Firefox. I just lost a lot of my plugins there. But I want to do a review for a more casual audience because I think it's like not everybody needs to know, hey, I'm going to do that PS2 HDMI review that I've mentioned. But my mindset is going to be, hey, like, are there better ways of doing this? Of course there are. That is not even a question. But this may be the best option for $40 or less. Here's why. And then I have some original footage I recorded like 2 years ago from PS2 stuff. So I'm going to record footage of the same game with this. So that way it's like, don't even take my word for it. Just watch it on camera and people can see that, right? What I need to review the microphone, so I'm hoping to put out that video in the next week or so. But I'm still thinking of how to do it from a technological standpoint, because a microphone, I definitely, like, if you notice, I went back to my original one. I just like how this one sounds better, and it also isolates sound more. Does that mean that the other one is bad? No. I'm still figuring out where do I categorize it, because that microphone cost about the same as this one. So that's where I'm like just letting that marinate for a little while. Yeah, no, I completely get it, and I was thinking it's a tough thing for me to review, because you even saw it in the video, and like, I mean, if you, less than half the video is of the device, because I was like, honestly, I don't know what to say, right? It's like it's an HDMI out dock and it works. So maybe I could have gone over some additional details, but I was like in the mindset of, I'm recommending it, I had used it. I think it's a lot harder to do that than say control, right? Because a controller, I can talk about the D-pad and I can talk about the buttons, I can talk about latency, I can discuss the analog sticks and battery life, right? It's like 7 to 8 things. But the HDMI dock, which I actually still have in front of me right here, just because I haven't been using the switcher for a couple days, it's like the main purpose for the sake of gaming is you put the switch here, HDMI out, and then you charge. But anything else that I talk about is not really adding to that, right? Other than clarifying that, I mean, it hasn't bricked my console, right? I've been using that for about a month. But that's why, like, there are certain products that I'd rather steer away from reviewing, because honestly, it's kind of boring, right? Like for me, some things it's like, I can review that, but honestly, what does that mean? What is my opinion on the whole GameStop thing? Yeah, I think that we need a main game store as much as we like GameStop or not, because without that, a lot of companies are going to feel compelled to just go the full digital route. I think GameStop is, like, what they did the past week with COVID-19 and how they've been reacting is stupid. Like, GameStop is non-essential. I get their justification about, games and entertainment, but people are home. People can download freaking games, GameStop. That's stupid. So I think what they're doing is horrible. I would like them to stick around, even at a smaller capacity, but I don't see them surviving with the way things are going right now. Kevin writes, yeah, to find balance as long as you don't want to bore to talk about the wait and lag time, etc. But those are the questions that people want to know. Yeah, and like when you wrote that, I was actually thinking about it, and I was in retrospective, because remember, I recorded that video a while back, and I think that's always part of just like growing, right? What could be interesting to me could not be interesting to you, and vice versa. So afterwards, I was like, yeah, I could talk about the weight, because like, for context, and this would have been a good comparison. This weighs less than the PS4 controller. Like, this weighs next to nothing. Like, it is super, super lightweight. With latency, at least for me, it would just be difficult, because the people that talk about latency are websites like Digital Foundry, etc., that they have super expensive equipment that they can do an actual comparison. Like when you look at the game here, I have the Elgato HD60S. It's an integrated video capture device. And Poner, what's going on, man? Wizard, going to read that in a second. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this technologically. Like, what you see here is slightly delayed than what I see. So the problem is that me as a reviewer, I don't have an accurate way of telling you it is more or less, because I have a margin. I have an error margin that people like SpawnWave, people like Digital Foundry, they can do those tests. So like, I can talk about it from the perspective of, do I feel any difference? Which I didn't mention in the video, so that's on me. So that's something I could have done differently, right? It's like, hey, I'm playing the game, I don't feel any difference. I worked for them for 20 years ago. They've always been miserable. I think the problem is that retail stores kind of suck as a whole, right? Most of them, their mindset is buy stuff or sell stuff or you're fired, right? GameStop that's been their way of living, but that's not only GameStop, right? I think we see GameStop as like, oh, it's about video games, so it's all cute and cuddly. It's like, no, it's a store, just like every other store, and that makes things difficult. But unless we have any more questions, people, I think I'm gonna be leaving it there. I gotta rest my voice because I gotta record the podcast in about 2 hours or so. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. It's been a long day, but we made some pretty good progress in here. Hope you don't mind these feedbacks. Figure we are one big family. Oh no, of course, man. Actually, before I leave, I just want to make sure I saved and everything. But yeah, no, I love getting feedback. Like, I'm not somebody that's like, oh my goodness, I'm the perfect video recorder thing, whatever, right? Like, everybody's learning, I don't talk now the way I did when I first put out my new videos. But that's why, once again, responsibly, and I think this applies to everybody, right? Everybody has their thing. Everybody has something that they're like, hey, that is not my topic. So if I talk about that game, I will not do it justice. Working on the doc review, I realized that I don't really care to do an HDMI out review because to me it was boring. I was happy with the video, but it was because I included It'll Do. I included It'll Do because of that. I wanted to add something that I was more interested in. Whereas a microphone review is a lot more relatable because I can think of multiple tests, right? Like writing on a keyboard versus this one. My voice, just you can compare my voice here with the other one. So those are cool things, but I don't mind that at all. And we have Easterland. I think they will surpass GameStop, and Easterland's business practices are far better. I think Easterland has an incredible opportunity because even though they only have 2 stores, right, but they have a nationwide availability through the actual website. But I hope Easterland keeps growing because I mean that's the first website I look for whenever I want to buy a game. Animal Crossing, as a matter of fact, it arrived today. We bought it at Easterland. So it is a website that I don't just promote because I have the affiliate link. I mentioned before, I promote it because I've been buying from them for years. I've gone to the store. You know, I've spent hours at the store. And it's a place I genuinely love to go to. Much love to you. And for everything that you and Nicole do, diehard follower, and always spread the word. Thank you so much, Kevin. So that's going to be doing it for everybody. We can definitely do some just chatting streams in the future, or as always, you know that whenever we talk about the games set by Kevin and many other people is secondary to the commentary and the engagement with everybody. So thank you for the recent followers. Going to be trying my best to do a stream between now and Wednesday on this channel, but don't forget that this Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be playing Super Mario Galaxy for the first time on the Wii on the main channel. That is youtube.com/PlayerJuan. So take care and have yourself an awesome afternoon. Take care, everybody.